Alright. Excuse me. Back again. Vaping in the red. Call it vaping in the red because I'm a truck driver and I got these wicked cool red lights that I can sit in and look like I'm somewhere weird. Anyway, back to the point. See, a lot of people go on and on and on about police brutality. Police brutality. Well, for me, I gotta say, I'm mixed on this, because there's times where you look and you're just like, the guy got what it's coming to him. And there's other times where you look and you think, that cop was just being a dick. And I'm so tired of these little post-its you see. Oh, just do what the officer says and everything will be okay. Don't break the law and don't get arrested. It's not always that simple. The guy, a truck driver who sees and is involved with law officials way more than I'd like to be doing. Sometimes, and I'm not saying that the person that get pulled over isn't the same, but sometimes that cop either had a bad day or whatever, and he's just out to be a cockbite that day. And then they want you to do this and that, and when you tell them, no, I'm not getting out of my car, there's no reason for me to get out of my car. Then they get mad, get on a power trip, then they want to tase you and shit, and I think part of the problem is with these cops is that they've been getting away with this stuff for so long, but now there's video cameras everywhere and they're getting caught with it. And a lot of people that just kind of pulled a blind eye or turned a blind eye were saying, nah, it can't be true. But sometimes, yes, it is. You look at these and these cops have just gone fucking batshit out of control. And I said, I've never been arrested, ever. I carry a gun with me 90% of the places I go. As long as it lets me, I ain't got a gun with me. I don't go around starting vigilante bullshit. Some of these guys, I guess they're going to be vigilantes, whatever. I seen that guy from Texas put out that deal. But I'm just so tired that whenever I stick up for one, see a conversation and stick up, I get, oh, you just blah, 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 it's the hardest job in the world, you don't understand, and that's the reasoning behind it, and it's like, no, that's not the reasoning behind this. My reasoning is that I think there's mostly good cops out there. There are. I've been pulled over by two, but I've also been pulled over by that dickhead that no matter what you do, he is going to be up your ass with a probe. Now, and I know a lot of people talk their way into tickets or an arrest. But I dealt one with Illinois. Somebody called in and said, this is a great story, said that I was waving my tallywhacker at him going down the road. And he come flying in behind me out there by Mount Vernon, Illinois. Hit the lights, checked my logbook over, one guy did, and said, oh, no, you're good to go, nothing on your book. Well, then this young kid come up there and, oh, let me see your logbook. It's like he just looked at it. Well, I want to see it. So then we went over to the truck stop parking lot. And he just proceeded to grill me. Grill me. Oh, so if I brought this guy back here, I'm like, you bring him back all you fucking want. I said, because it ain't shit going on here. Never was. I don't play that way. Plus, I'm not packing enough to be waving it around people. I wish. So that was a bad interaction. Then they gave me a seatbelt ticket, which I know I was fucking wearing, but what are you gonna do? Illinois seatbelt tickets are cheap enough. I'm not gonna go back out there to fight it. But I've had a lot of cops that just pull you over. One guy had a headlight out one night, Illinois State Trooper. Jumped up on my step, said, you got a headlight out. I said, yeah, I gotta get that wire fixed. I've fixed it a couple times and being a pain in the ass. All right, no problem. Didn't even look at my logbook, then come back from running my license. Said, so what is the policy now? This is about time Illinois was getting ready to change their policy over. So what's the policy as far as carrying guns? I said, well, they got it passed, or they're going to have to pass it because the Constitution of the state says so, or something like that. He just looked at me and said, why are you carrying? I just kind of looked at him and said no. He kind of gave me a little winky wink, and I think he knew that I was carrying, but I think he also knew that reasonings why I would carry, because I get into some of the shitholes of our nation. Ones where I feel much better when I go to sleep if I have my fucking Kimber and maybe my little Smith & Wesson bodyguard at the reach. And it's not just trying to be a big badass or nothing. This is just called self-defense. I'm not going to go waving guns around in people's faces. The only people that are going to get guns pointed out by me are ones that are threatening to hurt me or others or my family. That's just the way it is. But I kind of got off topic. Once again, why is it being difficult to exercise your rights? Say, like, you get pulled over, you don't want to get out of the car. Ask him, what did I get pulled over for? Oh, just give me a license. What did I get pulled over for? No, just give me a license. Well, I'd like to think that they should be able to give you a reason for pulling you over. And two, why do they need to get me out of my car? There's no reason for that, unless they suspect there's a crime going on. Which branches off into a whole nother bunch of litany bullshit with the cops, you know, their dogs and stuff. I don't believe in the cops' dogs. I love dogs. Carry one with me. Got a little Boston Terrier. Love shit out of him. But would I trust him? Being the fact that when they're drawn on a prey drive. Basically their toy, a food, a snack. So they know as the guy's pointing, if they claim to detect drugs, he's gonna get his toy, he's gonna get his treat. So eventually the dog learns, oh yeah, there's something here. Oh, good boy, here's your toy. So then now this officer's got permission to tear the fuck car apart. And sometimes they don't find it. I've seen one video, they tore this poor guy's car apart, and the only thing they could come up with eventually was, oh, there must have been some shake or something on the floor. Are you fucking kidding me? Of course, they weren't going to sit there trying to pick through. They just let him off with a stern warning. Well, they fucking knew they didn't have anything. I don't know where it is. There's a video on YouTube of a guy demonstrating how you can basically point that dog to a spot to detect. And they're in a concrete floor with steel squares laid on the ground in rows. And they had the dog around, and you'd look at one sniff, go on, look at another one sniff, and then finally the trainer pointed, get it. And guess what? The dog started scratching at that one, lifted up, not a fucking thing under it. It's just gotten, I just feel that sometimes the police state has gotten out of hand. So when you stand up for your rights, and the cops look at you like, I cannot believe you just said that to me. Well, sir, I am exercising my 5th, 4th Amendment rights. You know, not the 5th Amendment, not to incriminate myself, and the 4th Amendment against illegal search and seizures. So unless you have probable cause that would lead you to believe there's something illegal going on in here, then back the fuck off. Because when they tell you, well, I can have you sit here until I get a warrant, well, go get your warrant, because I'm going to wonder, I bet you 8 out of 10 times when they say that, they know that they won't be able to get a warrant, they're just using scare tactics. Plus the fact that the cops can lie to you. Hey, you know, your buddy's over there spilling the beans. You better tell us what you know and get in on some of this action and get in better sentencing. Don't ever believe that. That's a fucking lie. Most of the times. But, God, I know I'm on a fucking rant here, but sometimes I just gotta get it out there. God damn, just fuck. Everybody goes, oh, you hate cops. No, I don't hate cops. I have respect for cops. But quit going. I'm tired of all the fucking memes and shit on Facebook of the man behind the badge and going out and protecting and blah, blah, blah. And I understand they do a dangerous job. I do a dangerous job. Fuck. If you go look at it, OSHA standards don't even put police in the top 10 of dangerous jobs. Truck driving is listed as in like 9 or 10 if I remember right. Don't quote me on that, but I don't know what else to say. Like I said, I don't hate cops. I have respect for cops. I don't even mind getting a ticket. If it's a ticket I deserved, I take it and don't say nothing. But sometimes they always claim, you know, you hear cops talk about, officer discretion, you know. So you're going to take me to jail for this. Well, I could because it was officer discretion. Well, sometimes it seems like they need to work a little more officer discretion and saying, you know what, this isn't fucking worth it, my paperwork, whatever. I'm just going to say, hey, catch you out again, I'm going to fucking nail you to the wall. You know what that usually takes for most people? Okay. And yeah, there's some of these loudmouth motherfuckers, and I'm not talking black, white, whoever. A lot of these guys are just idiots, whether what color they are. And they talk themselves into an ass whooping. But part of me says, should it be considered resisting to resist an arrest that you do not feel is justifiable? Unfortunately, you're not the judge and you're not the cops. So, as much as I'd like to say, yeah, fuck it, if you don't think it's a wrongful arrest, fight it, but that's going to get you beat and shown in as resisting. So, that situation, just fucking cool your jets, go to jail, which I can say that now, I've never been to jail, but cool your jets, and then you're just going to have to let the lawyer deal with it. But one simple little piece of advice I could give you, you know, by means, you know, all my 30 years of law school, no, just kidding, that I can give you, don't ever, no matter what the cop says, how he says it, say it's okay to search. If they say, I want to look in your car, you say, I'd rather you didn't. And they say, why not? Say, I just don't consent to searches. Well, you know, if there's something in there that we need to know about, if you just give it to us, things will go a little easier on you. Bullshit. You'll be going to jail, whether they find it or they have to, you know, if they find it, whether you gave it to them or not. Always say politely that I refuse any searches or seizures. Even if they want your ID, be like, I would. And, you know, for a traffic stop, you pretty much have to give them your ID. If you're walking down, I'm getting so sick and tired of this. Guys walking down the street, open carry demonstrations, which, kudos to you boys, you're brave, girls. Not something I'm going to do, but I can't afford to, you know, fight it. I know sometimes people are willing to go to jail just to fight it out in court and get the precedence. I'm too chicken, I guess, but I support you. Not saying it's the right way to go around, but I do like the idea that maybe it's educating some people on learning that it's not as illegal as they think. But some of these cops, you know, they want your name. Well, especially in Texas, they're always like, oh, you will be arrested for not a failure to identify. If you look up Texas law, it says you do not have to give your name until you are being arrested with something. So you do not have to perform, from what I understand, do not have to provide that unless you are officially being charged. Then if you give a false name, then you're in trouble. But up to that point, other than driving a vehicle, but if you're walking down the streets, demonstrating or whatever, they have no right to just come up and ask for your ID. They think they do. That's the thing. One thing cops do really great is they just push stuff just to see if you'll give in. Then if you give in, great for them. If not, then they'll keep pushing harder and harder. I mean, some states are a little bit different, I know, but I know in Texas, I think if I read it, it says that you have to be considered under arrest before you got to provide valid ID. Ah, shit, it's tired. Got a little Blackberry from Vape Connections in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Thanks to my buddy, Mr. Jason Avery. Hooked me up with that shit. Good stuff. Kind of going all over the place in this video, but I don't care. If you stuck with me this long, you've obviously got some similar views. Get that lid on there. So, I just want to say, if anybody sees this, hit the like button if you like it. If you think I'm a douchebag, hit the douchebag button. Doesn't matter to me. I'm just putting some of my shit out there that I believe in, and I'm sure there'll be more to come. Maybe one of these nights, instead of just vaping in the red, we'll do drunken vaping in the red. Ought to be fun, right? Thank you.